Hi guys! Today I want to talk to you about multiplying mixed numbers and whole numbers. You have been doing an awesome job multiplying numbers and simplifying fractions when you're done. Today we're going to talk about multiplying mixed numbers. Before we begin, don't forget your supplies. Paper, pencil with eraser, and a multiplication grid, because today we may have to do some longer division. So let's take a look. We'll write our objective at the top. Multiplying mixed numbers. Now, our mixed numbers, we're going to take an example here. We've got 2 2/3, and we're going to multiply that times a whole number. Well, when we multiply mixed numbers, we're actually going to have to take both of these numbers and rewrite them. This mixed number is going to have to go in the form of an improper fraction. And this whole number is going to have to be made into a fraction as well. So let's take 2 2/3. We're going to make that into a mixed number. Remember my strategy for making a mixed number. Multiply, add in a counterclockwise manner. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. So my improper fraction that's equivalent to 2 2/3 is 8/3. Then I'm going to rewrite my multiplication symbol, and then I have to make my 4 into an improper fraction. There we go, because we know that 4 wholes is equal to the fraction 4/1. Now, I'm so excited to tell you, we are going to multiply right on through. So easy. Multiplying fractions is awesome when it comes to that. We're just going to multiply these and these. So 8 times 4 is 32. And 3 times 1 is 3. Now, this is an improper fraction. So I'm actually going to have to do a little bit of work with this improper fraction to get it back down into a mixed number that's in its simplest form. So we'll start with our number, 32/3. And remember how we talked about converting improper fractions into division. Into a mixed number. This line, remember, is not just a symbol inside a fraction. It can also mean division. So we're going to take 3 and we're going to divide it into 32. This is where my number grid is going to come into handy, because I am going to start in the 3 column and I'm going to figure out how many times I can count by 3 without going over. Let's see. And the number that I want to make sure that I stay under is 32. So how many times can I count by 3 without going over 32? 33 is too big. So I can count by 3 10 times without going over the number 32. I get to 30. So 3, counting by 3 10 times, I can get up to the number 30. So 32 divided by 3 is going to be 10 times, and then let's find our remainder. How many is left over? 2 is left over. So that's going to become my mixed number. I have my whole here. And then my remainder, I'm going to put that in fraction form. It's going to be 2. And then, of course, because the bottom number that we've been dealing with this whole time is thirds, I'm going to bring that over. There's my fraction, my mixed number, 10 2/3. So remember, that's how we convert our improper fraction into a mixed number. And this becomes my final answer. Let's multiply another mixed number me consult my manual real fast. We'll do another one. Let's do, we're gonna do 3 1/2 times 2. So remember, these two numbers need to be converted into, both of them need to be in improper fractions. So I'm going to change my mixed number and turn it into an improper fraction. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So I'm going to write that down. 7 halves. And I write the whole number 2 like this in fraction form, 2 over 1. That's how we represent the whole number 2 in fraction form. So now that I have my two fractions, I'm just going to go ahead and multiply across again. 7 times 2 is 14. 2 times 1 is 2. So I have 14 halves here. Now, 14 halves is an improper fraction, and I'm going to have to convert that back to a mixed number. So I'm going to go down here. Remember, this line not just represents fractions, but it also means divide. So I can say 2 divided into 14. Now here's where my number grid comes in handy again. How many times can I count by 2 without going over 14? How many times can I count by 2 without going over 14? So I start in my 2 column, I go all the way down. I can count by 2's 7 times without going over 14. So I'm going to write that down. Can count by 2's 7 times. Let's see if I have any leftovers. 7, I know, counting by 2 7 times is 14. Do I have any leftovers? Oh, I don't. So my mixed number is actually not a mixed number at all. It's actually a whole number. 14 halves is actually equal to 7.